Good evening, BPE.
Good evening, Press Alfred. Good evening, everybody.
President Ryan, welcome aboard.
Nagpabango pa ako dito, hindi nyo naman pala ako maaamoy. My God, ano ba yan? Realize ko, nag-face mist ako, hindi nyo naman pala ako maaamoy. Diyos ko, ang arte-arte ko talaga.
Welcome, DTM.
Po, Team Joel.
TM Joel, welcome.
Nandiyan pala yung aking isang mentee. Si Joel Aquino. Magsispeech yung isa kong mentee ngayon.
Yan, inaabangan namin yung speech na yan eh.
Malilate daw
Kasi
po.
magaling na speaker yan siya.
Yes.
Mahusay.
Good evening, DTM. Rogie.
Hello. Magmamasa ko mamaya kasi na-allergy ang aking face.
Anong gagawin mo dito?
DTM Rogie, anong nangyari?
Kumain ako ng dilis. May allergy pala ako sa dilis.
Ay,
Ngayon mo lang nalaman, DTM, or before pa?
Hindi, ngayon lang.
Kasi mayaman siya, hindi siya kumakain ng dilis dati.
ang kinakain ni DTM Rogie, hindi dilis. Pako ang kinakain niya dati.
Namagayong namagayong.
Press mic. Kayo daw
Mag-ano
po
ka DTM
muna.
Rogie? Maliban sa gamot, mag-ano ka ng egg white. Minamask ang egg white.
Ay, gano'n.
Pangtanggal siya ng allergy sa mukha. Egg white at saka evap milk kung meron ka. Nakakaganda rin siya ng skin at the same time.
Wow.
Tapos samahan mo ng sweetened milk para mas maganda.
My God, mukha yung, maging leche flan siya.
Chipla naman ang kahihinat na.
Oo, leche flan naman siya.
Oh,
So, Doc, married ka pala, hindi ka na-inform.
Hindi ako invited sa kasal ko. Nagulat ako. Pero sa totoong buhay, I'm taken.
Ay. Wow.
Sana all, no? Tia Marty, kasi may flight ka pala ngayon, hindi ka naman nag-inform. Nasa cockpit ka, hindi ka naman nag-inform may flight ka pala. Naka-mute ka din.
On behalf of Captain Alfred Reyes.
Oh. Yung mga stewardess mo, huwag nilalasing ha, kasi baka mamaya mag-rupture yung mga nila aorta. Matitegi sila.
Mr. President, yung meeting natin
Yes, sir.
ano bang natin ngayon?
11:66 na yata tayo ngayon.
65.
65.
65? 64. 64 nung nakaraan. Bakit wala yung program natin dito sa... Wala yung natin. Wala yung...
Black foot pala. Makapag-lip-tip. Maputla ako.
Time check, ladies and gentlemen. It's 7:28 in the evening.
Tama, bro. 11:64.
Ah, bro, yung nakaraang meeting,
Yung contest, 11:63.
ngayon 65 na dapat.
Ganun ba?
Yes.
Hindi, contest last time 11:63.
Ah, bali, ang contest ba hindi kasama sa sa meeting agenda yon? Yung
Kasama, 11:63.
ibig sabihin mali yung announce ko nung nakaraan. 64 kasi yun nung nakaraan.
Ganun ba?
Oo,
Mukhang may
Okay
kodigo ka dyan.
number lang. Kasi sinulat ko yan, bro. Ayan.
Correct mo
Nandiyan
na
pala si Effords.
Ayan o. 11.
Hi, good evening. Wait lang po.
Si Effords, good evening.
64 na yun, bro.
Evening po.
Apo. Si DTM Roy, parang hasindero. Oh.
Ano itsura ni TM Broy?
Ay, nawala yung sombrero.
Oo, si TM Joel hindi pa nagpapakita sa video.
So, actually masakit ulo ko. Wait lang
It's 7:30.
I
Can
like your
we
skin
start?
tonight, Master Ed.
Ano po?
It's very fresh. You look very fresh.
Ay, ano lang po, sponsor sa ilaw ni TM Barbie. Maganda ang ilaw, pa-ilaw ni Madam.
Maganda pa man din ka kung wala man lang ako makitang shadow. Ano ba yan?
Oo, di ba? Pero at least fresh ka ngayon. Mukhang nakatulog ka from work.
Yes, nakatulog.
Oo, fresh ka.
Past President Marty, can we start? BPE?
Wait lang po.
Ano ba yan?
Marami pang kulang.
Kaya nga.
Sinecheck pa po ni DPED yung ating mga functionaries. Baka kulang.
Wait lang.
President, chill.
Pres.
Chill, Mr. President. Chill lang, chill. Wala tayong
Chill lang.
lakad. Relax lang po, relax.
Anong oras ba?
Okay lang.
Ganda nitong pailaw nito talaga. Courtesy of Madam Barbara Benicarlo. The Benicarlos pala.
Yes.
Saan kaya yung binili?
Ano daw niya to binili sa... Ano para hindi naman niya sinabi. Ang ganda talaga. Ginagamit ko to sa makeup class ko every Friday.
Mag-ano na kami magbebenta na kami light.
Anong ganito?
Announce na lang kami, pre-order.
Ay,
5 reals?
pamain lang po. Maliit lang siya na ano talaga ring light. Maganda talaga siya.
5 reals lang daw ang tubo namin para hindi masyado, parang tulong na daw sa mga PRTs yan.
Ay. Pati mga estudyante ko nagtatanong kung saan daw nabili to.
Wow. Mag-order na kami ng marami.
Sabi ko hindi ko alam kasi regalo lang sa akin yan ng friend ko. Sabi ko mag-Toastmasters kasi kayo para marigaluhan din kayo nito.
Yes.
Alam mo naman pareho kami. Nagtuturo na tayo ng weekend ngayon.
Kaya nga, may exam nga kami. Nagagawin
Wala pa si TM Rolly.
Mag-i-exam kayo.
Wala pa.
Ang exam ko sa kanila, yung every week may activity. Yun. Kasi makeup yung tinuturo ko eh.
Oo.
Paano gumawa ng kilay sa mga walang kilay.
Magician ka.
Oo, kasi yung minake-upan ko na makeover namin. Ano ba yan?
Andre Rosel. Si Rosel wala pa. Wait lang.
Minura pa yung wala.
Ay, sorry.
Dapat murahin yung nandyan.
Razel. Si Rogie, nandyan na.
Nandiyan na si...
Yay!
Yan na.
DTM Roger is available.
Ross, loko rin na ka?
Mag-login na ako. Sa pauli ko pa.
Ah, sige, sige.
Mag-login
Kaya kamong tabale. Kaya kaming tabale.
na. Pwede kong bagletsukin.
Diretso na
Bawal,
yan eh.
bawal
Nakabangan.
nag-Chinese dito.
Sino na
May nag-Chinese.
Hindi ko ba kalimutan yung Kapampangan na yan. Nag-host ako ng Mutya ng Kapampangan 2008. Sinabihan ako, nag-rehearsal kami, sabi sa akin, utang bengi na lang daw. After nun, nag-dinner kami, sabi ko, "Mate, hindi ako pumunta ng Pampanga para murahin mo ko." Sabi niya, "Ay, akala ko Pampangan kayo. Bisaya ako." Sabi niya, "Ay, ibig sabihin na mamayang gabi." Kasi yung spotlight, gusto kong i-rehearse sa akin para alam ko kung saan yung blocking ko sa stage. Kasi Mutya ng Pampanga yun, parang binibining Pilipinas. Diyos ko, my God, sinabihan lang ako po tambengi. Sabi ko, hindi ako pumunta dito sa Pampanga para murahin mo ko. Ang ibig pala sabihin na mamayang gabi. Nag-sorry talaga sa akin. Pati yung mayor na tawa ng tawa. Si Pineda. Nandun si Pineda kasi kaharap ko din siya. Ano pa? Ay, governor na ba si Pineda? No?
Anong taon ba yan, Doc?
My God, 2008.
Governor na ata siya.
Oo. Grabe
Nandito,
sila
nandito na ako nun eh.
My God, ang TF ko noon 15,000. Tapos kila pa yung gumastos lahat ng damit. Grabe magpa-budget ng Pampanga.
Ma-budget sila dyan.
Dami nilang pera.
Pero may pumapasok ba sa hindi ko alam kung wala lang akong matandaan o ano. May pumapasok sa Binibini?
Marami. Si Emma Tiglao is from,
Ay, oo.
she's a product of Mutya ng Pampanga. Si si Henson, she's also Kapampangan. Ang dami pumapasok ng Kapampangan ngayon lately.
Mga half
Hindi sila mga pure Pinay.
Oo.
Karamihan sa kanila half American.
Kasi nga malapit.
Tapos ang tangkad nila sa personal.
Good evening, guys.
Tingala talaga ako sa kanila.
Hi, Doc
Magandang
Ed.
gabi, DAD.
Tapos si TM Ferds, nakapasok yan sa ginoong Pampanga.
Wala lang lieg.
Hindi, may lieg pa siya dati.
Marami pa akong late dati, oy.
Oo, pumasok pa siya sa ginoong Pampanga.
Hindi ko makakalimutan niya sa Pampanga yung nag-interview kami. Sabi namin, ano yung qualities niya na wala yung iba. Sabi nung aplikante, because I'm sexy.
Oo, di
Tinginan
ba?
Loko rin na ka, Ross.
Kami ang naging speechless.
Di ba? Kasi
Pwedeng balik?
sexy siya.
Oo.
Mali ko yung talaga ang totoo niyang quality na wala sa iba.
Okay, okay.
Magkatok ko pa kasi na door.
Sige.
Ano daw sabi ni TM Ross?
Okay, we can begin, I think.
Shall we? Okay,
Yes,
good.
yes, we can begin. We can start na po.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Victoria Toastmasters Club, club number 8490, Area 5, Division N, in District 79. Tonight's meeting is 1164. Today is Tuesday, February 2, 2021, and the time is 7:37 in the evening, and the temperature outside is 22 degrees Celsius, and the sun will rise tomorrow at 5:50 in the morning with a temperature of 12 degrees Celsius. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Toastmaster Martin David, and I am your Sergeant at Arms, saying that if you want to be an early bird, you have to run as a Sergeant at Arms at this club. So, in order for us to have a quality meeting, you have to consider this. Number one is make the eye contact with your camera like this. And think about your background, test your technology, stand or sit tall, Mute your microphone if necessary. Use proper lighting and eliminate the noise. And of course, don't forget our uh, the three things to avoid during the meeting. That is the religion, politics, and sex, because we are respecting everyone's opinion. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let me introduce to you our very energetic president. Let me, please help me welcome a good friend of mine, Toastmaster Alfred Reyes.
Thank you very much, Captain Marty David. Where are we heading to, Captain?
We will go to Philippines, please.
All right. For the information, everyone, if we have guests tonight, our Sergeant at Arms is our humorous champion, as mentioned before many times. And we expect you to see him perform on the area contest, which will be held on February 19. With them will be our champions in speaking, in table topics, Toastmaster Edward Verdor and DTM Roy Ontiveros. In evaluation, we have our Vice President for Education, Ferdinand Greco, who is also our bet for the area level contest on international speech contest, together with TM Lilian on international, and with the evaluation together with DTM Rock Scotia. And welcome everyone once again to PRTC's first episode of the Love of the Month. Love Month, I mean. may 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 tonight inspire those who are loveless, especially, I don't know. And I'd like to acknowledge the presence of the president of Philippine uh, Institute of Civil Engineers, President TM Ryan Panilo. And let me recognize also the early birds for tonight, starting with Doc Ed Berador, our Zoom master, past President Carlo, our treasurer, John Ray Tabuhara, immediate past President Mike Benicarlo, of course, our Sergeant at Arms and Captain Marty David, and our Vice President for Membership, Toastmaster Lilian Beldad. And also, please join me in congratulating our immediate past president for completing his level 2 of motivational strategies. Please join me to applaud him, please. And to inform you, we have reinstated our longtime friend in the person of Toastmaster Ramil Encajonado, but I think he's still preoccupied tonight, so he's still not yet here. And let's expect more for tonight's meeting for this team startup, and it will be a good start for this, I should say, Love Month, February. Somebody is entering the virtual room. And to spearhead this meeting tonight will be headed by our highly respected and Hall of Famer of District 79, the most sought mentor in PRTC. Friends, fellow Toastmasters, let's all welcome DTM Rogie Wenceslao Jr. DTM, take it away.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Just a heads up, I had an allergy last time, and that is why I'm wearing this one. My face is still swelling. I was eating dilis, I don't know, anchovies. Anyway, may I request everyone to have 30 seconds of silence for our invocation. And now for the recitation of the Toastmasters motto, for better listening,
For better listening,
for better thinking,
For better thinking.
for better speaking.
For better
Better
speaking,
speaking.
Altogether, we
We
learn
learn
by doing.
learn by
doing.
doing.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters.
Good
And
evening.
we have some guests.
Good evening.
I was going through, I think we have guests from other club, but all of us here are Toastmasters. And our theme for tonight, as explained to us by our Vice President for Education, this has something to do with a recent trending, I think, Korean novela. I'm actually I have not watched it yet. It's a startup. The movie is like a startup, and as per the background email of our Vice President for Education, it is based on the Korean TV series aptly called Startup. So the series revolves around a woman who has dreams of becoming an entrepreneur, just like Steve Jobs, and her love triangle between a man who is secretly her first love and another man who is pretending to be her first love. I'm not sure though why the inspiration, but I think since this is February month, our Vice President for Education would like to start it with that love triangle story, which is a startup. But on a business point of view, as a former lecturer in accounting, when we talk of startup, I think one of the advantages of having your own business is you're able to earn perhaps more if you have, for example, have this good business model. But at the same time, you could also face the risk of losing more. So what they say in finance, more risk, more return. And perhaps it's true with whatever field we have, whether it's business, whether it's love. Sometimes when you invest more in a relationship, there is that risk of being hurt more
Amen.
because you have put your 100% into that relationship. You're not able to somehow give a little something for yourself when the time comes for the breakup, for example, would come in the picture. I think most of you can relate, especially Doc Ed. He said amen to that. But at the same time, when you put something, your passion into it, you also get this wonderful feeling of enjoying and experiencing love. Maybe not the unconditional love that our mothers are giving us, but the love that inspires us every day, that can make us compose a song, a poem, or just be the best version of ourselves and in the eyes of our partners or what. Having said that, our table topic master, of course, will be elaborating further our theme for tonight, start up. And just to reiterate, I think our president already announced the last week's winner. We have, of course, the international speech contest held last time, and we have Toastmaster Ferdinand Greco as our champion for that particular contest, followed by Toastmaster Lilian Beldad, and the third distinguished Toastmaster Roel Ontiveros. These first two will be representing our club in the upcoming area contest. So, how about a big warm round of applause for our winners last time? And for our, so we don't need to have, after announcing the last week's best speaker, I think it's also a good thing to mention that our birthday celebrants for this month of February, we have a former Toastmaster who is residing in the Philippines already, Toastmaster Ernest Paul Season and Toastmaster NJ De Una. They will be celebrating their birthday this month of happy birthday song for them. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much. And at this juncture, may I request our Vice President for Education to announce any program changes.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the evening. And indeed, we have some program changes for tonight. Please take note, Mr. General Evaluator, for the A and face counter, it will be handled by Toastmaster Carlo Ray Iseo. And for the speaking arrangement, the first speaker will be Toastmaster Michael Jan Benicarlo instead of Toastmaster Rhea Mason Pedro. He will be a little bit late. And Toastmaster Rolly is on the way in 5 minutes for the table topic session. While for the table topics evaluator, it will only handled by Toastmaster Lilian Beldad. That would be all, and back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vice President for Education. And as an icebreaker for today's meeting, let's have a little laugh from our joke master for tonight, no other than IP5, Michael John Benicardo.
Thank you very much, our Toastmaster of the evening, my mentor, distinguished Toastmaster, Roelio Wenceslao Jr. Yes, I would like to start with the so that everyone would understand and could relate. I'll start with a question. So I would like you all to open your microphone and your video as well so that I could see the reaction on how you could share the joy and the laughter with us. Okay, my first question is, what do you call a pony with a cuff? Any guess? What do you call a pony with a cuff? Have a guess. Anybody? No?
What?
A little horse. Okay.
A little horse.
Napapaisip ako dun.
Oh.
What did an Australian say when...
Oh my God. Tapos na si ano.
Yes? Who's finished?
Jack. Ay.
What did an Australian man tell all his guests when he is already an 80 years old man on his birthday? What will his guests hear him say when he turned to 80? An Australian man. Do
Wow.
anybody have an idea? It's very simple. I am matey.
Ay.
Okay. I will share a true story because I have witnessed this one. Just a while ago, I went to Abacala. And
What is
then
bakla?
Abacala is what do you call this? A market, a supermarket, a small
Store.
supermarket or
Oh,
a
so that's
store. Yes. So when I went to that Bacala, I saw a dog, and also this friend of mine saw that dog. So he probably, because he loves dog, he always asks about dogs. So he asked the shopkeeper, "Oh, you have a cute little dog. Does your dog bite?" Of course, the shopkeeper is very happy. He will say, "No, my dog doesn't bite." So my friend went to that dog and pet that dog. For a while, he's enjoying, and probably that dog became excited and it bit him. So he told again that shopkeeper, "Why did your dog bit me? You told me that your dog doesn't bite." The shopkeeper answered, telling that that is not my dog.
Okay.
Okay. And this is also a true story. We went to Abha. Me and my wife went to Abha. So we saw monkeys. So this monkey is having this uh, red thing. But this is a little bit, I think, not so appropriate. But this is a true story because my son was asking, why does a monkey have a stick in front of his belly and why it is red? So I think you could have that picture that it's not a stick. And also I wondered why it's so red. Yeah, why it's so red? Probably because it's too exposed. If you're a monkey, or if we are a monkey and we have that stick exposed, it will become red also because of the scratch. It will scratch on the floor. It will scratch on the trees. So sometimes something will scratch on it, so it will become red. Okay. So because I check also that there's only okay. There's no guess, so we are okay to go ahead. I have one more experience that my wife she's really fond of teasing me because she knew that I am very not so afraid. I'm not afraid. I will not accept that I'm afraid. Maybe I'm not too delightful when I see things that are not not in my example. She really loves teasing me when she knew that I don't eat those things. Like example, it's not so weird things that I don't eat. I don't eat shrouted mungo. What do you call this? Mungo that are put on water, and then it smells like
Sprouted.
yeah, sprouted beans. I don't eat those things. So she keep on teasing me that there's only I feel like I'm being betrayed. Like uh, like you have this expectation to eat this food, and then somebody just put something on it so that you will not feel a little bit happy or you will feel sad because they are trying to spoil your expectations and your what do you call this, your excitement. So I feel like it's like love, like this month. If you're expecting something from your loved ones, that they would bring you flowers, they would bring you chocolate, and then later on, you will know that they purchase a book and you don't read. So it's like a betrayal of trust. So I believe that if you give a gift, make sure that it's not what you like, but it's what the other person love or what the other person at least expect a little bit. Okay? So back to you, Toastmaster of the evening, and that's all.
Thank you so much, our joke master, Toastmaster Michael. I love Porsche, so maybe next time in September, I'll be expecting a Porsche car in my parking area. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Michael Benicardo,
I
for
have a
that.
Porsche wallet here.
And for our next host, we have our general evaluator. He's currently the president of Speakers of Pies Riyadh, France, a very fluent and, if I may say, influential person of Riyadh engineers. Let's all welcome a very soft spoken Toastmaster Ryan Paul Panilo II as our general evaluator.
Thank you very much, our Toastmaster of the evening, DTM Rogelio Wenceslao. And thank you very much once again. I will be your general evaluator for the evening, and I am responsible of taking notes of the entirety of the meeting and provide proactive evaluations on what to improve. For the benefit of those, I believe we are all aware and we don't have guests tonight. So I will directly introduce our team. So I also have two teams with me. First is the meeting leaders, and the other is the evaluating team. Let me introduce to you our meeting leaders for tonight. As I call your role and name, please tell us what your role is all about. For our grammarian, Toastmaster Edward Berador.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster General Evaluator, Toastmaster Ryan Panilo. My role tonight is the grammarian. As we excel in delivering our speeches, we will be very careful about the usage, especially of the usage of the English language. So tonight, I will be having three functions. The first one is to appreciate and quote of the exceptional usage of the English language. Second, I'll be giving suggestions also to those who are not so exemplary use of the English language. And the third is I will be counting also the usage of the word for tonight. Our word for tonight is adept, which means you're skillful or expert in something. Let's pause for 1 minute of silence for that noise. So if being used in a sentence, for example, I am very adept with handling heart pains and already because I have been betrayed many times. So with that being said, I will be giving my report later when called upon by the general evaluator. Back to you, Toastmaster Ryan Panila.
Thank you very much once again to our grammarian Toastmaster Edward Berador. And take note, our dear Toastmasters, to use our word for tonight. And next, for our accounter, let's all welcome Toastmaster Dennis De Vicente.
Point of
Sorry,
order.
it will be Toastmaster Carlo po.
Okay, so once again, let us call our accounter, Toastmaster Carlo Ray Iseo.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mr. General Evaluator. In Toastmasters, empowering to excel also means to clean up your speeches of ear crutch words, or commonly known as unnecessary filler words, such as and inappropriate interjections such as but, so, you know, well, and okay. We also work at overcoming really empty long pauses, stammering, and repetitive verbs. Tonight, I'm empowered to remind everybody if and we have those by calling your attention and keeping record of those. The only time I will not call your attention is during any of the prepared speeches, although I shall keep on taking notes. Towards the end of the meeting, when called upon by the general evaluator, I shall render my report. By the way, even after that, I shall continue to call your attention if you're using these filler words. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much. Our accounter, Toastmaster Carlo Ray Eseo. And next for our timer, let us all welcome no other than Toastmaster Rosel Sason.
Thank you so much, Mr. General Evaluator. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, fellow PRTcians, friends, and guests. As your timer for tonight, I will time the table topic speakers, the prepared speakers, and the evaluators. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green color, yellow color, and red color, which denote specific times remaining, such as for table topics, should limit their remarks to no more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will flash on the screen as a virtual background the green color. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow color, and at 2 minutes, I will raise the red color. Those giving speeches should limit their remarks to their specific speech times. For this icebreaker, which is 4 to 6 minutes, at 4, I will flash the green color, at 5, the yellow color, and at 6, the red color. Rather, after than that, all our speeches will be regular of 5 to 7 minutes in length. At 5 minutes, I will raise or I will flash on the screen the green color. At 6, the yellow color. At 7, the red color. The individual evaluation should be between 2 to 3 minutes only. At 2 minutes, I will flash the green color. At 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I will flash the yellow color. And at 3 minutes, the red color. All of the speakers have 30 seconds to wrap up their speech. That will be all. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, our dear timer, Toastmaster Rosel Sason, for that very brief introduction. And next, no other than, let's all welcome our vote counter. It's no other than John Ray Tabohara, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Tonight, we are going to vote for the best speaker in each of the segment of our meeting, namely prepared speeches, the table topics, and the evaluation session. Moreover, we are also going to vote for the best segment host. As such, I shall collect the ballots and tabulate. Furthermore, I shall be voting only to break a tie. At the end of the meeting, when called upon by the presiding officer, I shall declare the results. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much once again, Toastmaster John Ray Tabuhara. And last but not the least, our Zoom Master, who is the same also as with Carlo Ray Eseo.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Good evening again, my fellow Toastmasters, and to our distinguished guest, if we do have one. Tonight, I will be your audio and videographer, if I may say. My job would be to first start and stop recording, spotlight the speakers, mute and unmute the audiences depending on the requirement, give feedback, if any, for the body language of speakers, their camera angles, their position on screen, and etc. It is also my task to run the polls. I will provide my report at the end of the meeting. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, our Zoom Master, Toastmaster Carlo Ray Eseo. My dear fellow Toastmasters, we can all finally proceed to the rest of the meeting. I now return the control of the lectern to the Toastmaster of the evening, DTM Rogelio Wenceslao.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. And to start with our first part of our meeting, which is the prepared speech session, let's hear from our evaluator to give the objectives or the purpose statements of our speaker for tonight. Let's call in our indefatigable and very fresh distinguished Toastmaster, Ruel Ontiveros.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster of the evening, distinguished Toastmaster Roger. And yes, the purpose statement of the speaker for his speech understanding emotional intelligence is for the member to cultivate an understanding of how his emotions impact relationships. It is also designed to help the member identify how others' emotions impact his emotional state. He may be able to share his well organized speech about his experience, keeping a journal, or will share the impact of having better awareness of his emotions or and the emotions of others. The time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. And back to you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Distinguished Toastmaster Ruel Ontiveros. And to deliver his level 3 project number 1 speech under understanding emotional intelligence pathways motivational strategies, we have Toastmaster Michael John Benicardo, speech title Heart of Stone. Heart of Stone, Toastmaster Michael John Benicardo.
Have you been heartbroken? Have you been disappointed? Or have you felt that sadness in your heart? It seems like the sadness will never end. Fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished Toastmasters, a pleasant evening to all. I was told that I have this heart of stone because I could not feel or I could not empathize with other people's emotions or feelings. Especially my wife always mentioned that you're too insensitive. You don't even care what I feel. To tell you the story, before it happened to me that I became like this, I believe there's a root cause why I became what I am today. Since I was young, I felt like I'm not having that love and care. I don't feel that emotions that much because probably because in our family we have a small family, as I may say, because I only have my father and my sister with me, because my mother from a young age went to Saudi Arabia to work as a nurse. So it started before she left. We all are very happy. I'm very happy all the time, and I enjoyed all that feelings. I felt a mother's love. But at that day, when I was 4, as I remember, she left and went to Saudi Arabia. My tears are, I could not stop my tears. I felt like I have cried a whole year. If I measured it in today's crying, I only now cry because if I watch a movie and it's sad, I still cry. But that's it. Maybe I cried because I saw other people crying, or it is an emotional scene. But after that scene, it's finished. I don't dwell on that feeling of sadness, because I believe that if I dwell on sadness, what would I get? If I feel sad, what would that benefit me? So it's not beneficial for me to feel sad. It is beneficial for me to always feel happy, to feel always joyful, because this joy and this happiness I could share to others. I don't want to share my sadness with you guys or with all the people that surround me. I don't want that feeling that I would add a burden to your sadness or to your feeling of emotions. I want always other people that is surrounding me to have that feeling of joy and happiness. So I put that in mind, that intentionally, when I woke up in the morning, my purpose is to at least lift up the mood of other people, or to lift up the mood of my family, especially my wife or my son. Because I know the feeling of that sadness that you feel, that everything is not nice, that everything that is around you is ugly. But if you are happy, you will feel that you could do anything anything in front of you, any challenges that is given to you, you can manage. Especially, I've been to a lot of leadership roles. I've been a president in our alumni association for our school, Central Philippine University. Also, I've been a president of PRTC. I've been also a president of our Zumba dance group. So I believe that if I would have this feeling of sadness, or I would be emotional, because you know that in all this group or clubs, there's always some um, some things that would happen not in your plan, or not in your own standard, or not in your own uh, this description of ideal group, or ideal family, ideal club, or ideal relationship. There is no such thing as ideal, because these things are to be enjoyed while you are there. It's not fixed, or it's not permanent. My point of view is, it's not perfection. We are not aiming for perfection. We are aiming for a meaningful and purposeful journey, or vision. We are here, for me, we are here to at least uplift others, or to share our stories, and to share our experiences, to help them to be better, or to improve their lives, at least not financially, not only financially, but also in that emotional stage, that because I see myself 10 years or 20 years ago, when something happened in front of me that I don't like, I get angry. But nothing did happen that is worth it afterwards. Even I would say that it would be a disaster. That would be a disaster if it went the other way around. Because probably 8 years ago, I would be not here in Saudi Arabia if I did not manage or handle my anger properly. Because if I allowed it to to mess with me, I should have punched a person and I would be in jail and get deported in the Philippines. So for me, my point is that our emotion is a blessing, but it's also a curse as well if we feel all these emotions very deeply. So my parting words or my words of advice to you is we should control our emotions. It should not dictate our actions, but it should be a thoughtful response if this response will be for the better of all your group and all the people that surrounds you. So always put in mind that even you think that you are little but you are not, we always contribute affecting other people because we are in that group. So think wisely and respond responsibly. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Michael John Benicardo.
Rinig ba?
For our next speaker, may I ask our evaluator, Toastmaster Ferdinand Gueco, to give the statement.
Your courage for tonight. But you have 4 to 6 minutes for your speech project, and here is your purpose of statement. The purpose of this
Bakit hindi natin marinig, sir?
To deliver her icebreaker speech under the Pathways Persuasive Influence with a speech titled Too Blessed to Be Stressed. Let's all welcome Toastmaster Rhea May San Pedro. Toastmaster Rhea May San Pedro, Too Blessed to Be Stressed.
Thank you, DTM Roger. Have you ever felt at one point in your life being so stressed and as if you're carrying your world around your shoulders and all you can feel is negativity? Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, good evening. For the benefit of everyone in this call, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce myself and tell you how I ended up being in PRTC. I am Rhea San Pedro, residing in Dubai currently with my husband and my two beautiful girls, working as an accounting advisor. I have always wanted to join Toastmasters, but never did I imagine that I'll end up joining a club in Saudi. I wanted to enhance my speaking skills and develop my spontaneity. Luckily, I saw one Facebook post by Dennis De Vicente, who was my previous colleague in one of the firm in SGV. And I saw, being his previous colleague, I saw his significant improvement on how he presents himself. So I contacted him, I asked him if I can join, and the rest was history. Tonight, I wanted to share with you a part of my life story. It is not to boast about it, but to inspire everyone and think about how one should live life. 7 years ago, my husband, Ivan, asked me to move with him in Qatar. So I was working in the Philippines and asked me, Rhea, can you move with me in Qatar? It is not for financial reasons, but basically he wants companionship. He was really homesick at that time. Luckily, I was able to get an immediate job. And unlike some of OFWs, I didn't need to go through applying for a job while being in visit visa. My accommodation and every single necessity that a new OFW needed was well prepared for me. At work, I was able to adjust very quickly. I can say that I was even promoted in a year, and Every single partner in the firm adored me. I was living the time of my life. After 2 years of being in Qatar, an opportunity knocked on my door. I was given the job offer to move to Dubai. Better salary, new environment, and a competitive workplace, but out of my comfort zone. These were the exact thoughts that we were thinking when whether to accept it or not. Needless to say, we accepted the offer because basically we're already here. Why? We thought that it was what we needed to grow and to start a family. Similar with the moving to Qatar, it was logistics was good, everything was well prepared, accommodation, no difficulties in moving, financially rewarding job, and a beautiful place. I can say that I'm so blessed. I'm one of those OFWs who have been blessed with this experience. But fellow Toastmasters, this is just one side of the coin. When I moved to Dubai from a work perspective, I thought it will be easier, or at least at par with my Qatar experience. I thought I'll be able to immediately adjust how the team works. I'll be able to develop relationships in no time, and I'll still be the apple of the eyes of my boss. However, this is not what happened. I constantly feel the pressure to, prove myself. I feel that I'm constantly being judged, and I feel that that people think that I'm not doing my job properly. I feel the pressure to prove myself to everyone. Plus juggling work and kids isn't easy. This experience, to be honest, had a toll on me. So I felt less confident, and I feel the need to always have someone to second my thoughts presenting it to anyone. Further, career progression in a firm is a priority. But for me, somehow, I feel that it is impossible for now. Some of you would ask, why not resign? Why not move? But what keeps me going? Honestly, it is the benefits that my job gives me and the ability to sustain my family's needs. Having this job is a blessing. Seeing my family happy and having the comfort that they're doing now or having now is priceless. If I don't have this job, I don't think they'll be able to sustain living in the Philippines. Further, preparing for the future of my kids is a priority for me. So this job helped me. Needless to say, fellow Toastmasters, despite the difficulties and negativities that I am experiencing currently, I'm still looking at it on a brighter and happier perspective. I am focused on my main goal and not on the hardship that I'm experiencing right now. I always think that and believe that I am where I am right now because it is where God wants me to be. Fellow Toastmasters, let me end this speech with a quote that says, "You do not find a happy life, you make it." Though there may be hurdles, challenges, and struggles that we're facing right now, let us always focus on our whys. Let's not focus or put our attention in our what ifs, rather live each day to find our happiness and make joyful memories. So let's assess, is our current stress a problem or is just a test of character? You know how a good gold is being molded, right? So before a gold shines, it passes through fire and being processed continuously. So with that, fellow Toastmasters, let's be gold. And let's look at life on a brighter perspective. Thank you very much and have a nice evening.
Thank you. Standing ovation, please.
Oh my God.
Wow, congratulations,
Powerful.
Toastmaster Rhea, for delivering that heartfelt icebreaker speech. And indeed, the speech title speaks about what you're experiencing now. You're too blessed to be stressed. And PRTC is blessed to hear the stories that you have shared just now and keep or continue sharing your stories. Thank you so much for that very touching speech. At this juncture, may I ask our timer if our speakers for tonight, although I think I know, are qualified?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Toastmaster of the evening, for our prepared speaker. Unfortunately, both of them didn't qualify for the time limit required. Back to you.
I thought so. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think we have a guest for tonight, and let me just give you a map on our meeting for tonight. So we would like to acknowledge our guests. I think we have guest Latif. Guest Latif. We just finished the first part of the meeting, which is the prepared speech session. Basically, in a Toastmasters meeting, we have three parts, and you have just witnessed the first part of the meeting, which is the prepared speech session. For the next part, it will be handled by another segment host. I think you can participate here if you like. It's basically an impromptu speaking, and that will be elaborated further, of course, by our segment host. And finally, after the table topic session, we will be giving feedback to our speakers for tonight on how well they deliver their speeches. And of course, the general evaluator will also mention some of the things we can improve on our meeting for tonight. And I hope you will enjoy for tonight's meeting. Having said that, we will now proceed with the second part of our meeting, which is the table topic session. It will be handled by a very wealthy human being, an OFW in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Friends, let's all welcome. I think in the future he will be part of the Bling Empire. I don't know if you are familiar with that. It's a Netflix story of some Asians in LA who are really doing very well and splurging some millions of dollars. And anyway, let's all welcome our segment host for our table topic master, as we call him, Toastmaster Rolando Villoria.
Thank you so much, DTM Rogi. Uh, Good evening to all and to our guests. And am I audible?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. And I'm so happy for the introduction of DTM Rogi. And it's very pleasing to me. And you know, the Toastmasters, am I late today? Yes, the Toastmaster first called me. I was trying to catch up this session because I went out to collect money.
Wow.
Yeah, I was late because of this money. However, I would like to share it to the winner today.
Oh my God.
I'm going to give a prize of 100 to the winner tonight. So
Wow.
Prepare your STC pay and I will transfer to you
Why
right away.
only 100? There's so many 500s there.
Question.
This will be next meeting.
Question, Mr. Table Topic Master. Are we all qualified, allowed to join their table topic session?
Yes, because this is a contest. However, of course, the criteria, the standard of judging those expert Toastmasters and also the guest, of course, the level of criteria will be adjusted accordingly. Okay, I would like to start on the for the benefit of the guest. This is the table topic segment of this meeting, and everyone is invited to talk about something, or everyone is will be given the opportunity to speak up because they don't have their part on their functionaries. They're not functionaries or a guest, and everyone is invited to talk about something. And this is I would like to share my screen, and you can start speaking on this. And however, during this impromptu speech, you are given 2 minutes to speak up, and just something that you'll just come into your mind, and you just speak from your mind. And this is also an exercise for its speaker to deliver their speech and how they can organize their speech and to share the message and to share the story. And first of all, I would like to get a volunteer, to have a volunteer to speak up for this table topic speech. May I know who's a volunteer?
Or assist practice for table topics.
Can we sample the Toastmasters first?
Any volunteer from the Toastmasters?
Are guests allowed?
Here as a practice.
Yes, guest is allowed.
Oh yeah, I was raising my hand the entire time.
Oh, hi. Is this Latif? You're the
Yep.
first? Okay. So, do you see a picture in the screen right now?
Absolutely. And
Okay.
I believe I share a very common idea with everybody here.
Okay. So,
Guest Latif, please
Just
pin
to-
my video as your timer.
Yeah, once I can't see any timer right now.
Double click on my video.
I am clicking on your video and it just shows your camera, I believe. You know what? I'll start my own timer because I can't see anything. It's okay. 2 minutes, right?
Okay, yeah.
Right. 1 sec. Okay, so at 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. I think it's pretty obvious. I believe that's the majority of the people here, when they saw this virus, we immediately thought of the COVID-19 situation, in the sense that for me, it was a rather important part of my life, in a bad way, unfortunately. But it also brought out many good things. And what I mean by that is, when you think of COVID-19, we think of viruses. When you think of viruses, we think of social distancing. Now, what happens when we social distance? We don't talk as often with people. We don't touch as much. We don't socialize. And quite frankly, we become quite rusty in our skills. And that happened to me personally, actually. At one point, I haven't left the house in 2 months. I was just sitting and eating chips all day. And so this is why I decided to join Toastmasters. I felt like my social skills were becoming very rusty, even though I had a good history when it comes to public speaking. I had some really good public speaks back in the day. I also, quite frank, I didn't have as much friends, and it was around the time I was actually learning social skills, public speak, all that stuff. I only had a few friends at the time, which I was surprised. And if there's a lesson, I know I'm not saying any story here, but because I'm only given 2 minutes. If there's a lesson in from all of this COVID-19, it's that I realized that Toastmasters, Zoom meetings, I mean, all those stuff, like all that stuff in online schools, they're a great way to maintain your social skills, if not improve it. I was in Riyadh Toastmasters event the other day, and Rosal invited me here. So yeah, pleasure to meet y'all. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you, guest Latif. And the way you deliver your speech is impressive and amazing. Are you a native English speaker?
Nope, I am Arabic, but I just learned all the accents from YouTube. I primarily speak English though. My Arabic
Wow.
skills are not mia mia, 50 mia.
Wow, you are an inspiration, and you will be a great speaker when you join with us. Second is I would like also to call. I'm going to exercise my power to call a contestant for a table topic. How about TM Aaron?
Contestant ba siya?
Can I call TM Aaron?
I think he's no longer here. Table topics matter. He's no
Okay.
longer in the room.
I'm going to call Master Ed Berador. For this picture, I want you to talk about it.
Which picture is that? Dolomite.
Make a slideshow for that so it will expand.
Yes, please.
Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, good evening. There are a lot of expenses happening in the Philippines, and one of which is the Dolomite, which was being placed in Manila Bay. It became part of it was very controversial because it was competing the expenses for corona virus prevention. Fellow Toastmasters, there are things that we do in life that sometimes may lead to judgment. Our decisions are not necessarily our own decisions, but it becomes a judgment call for other people. Not just on this particular Dolomite issue, but in our lives. If we are not quick enough to decipher and handle our wisdom in a more meaningful manner, we might hurt other people. We might hurt other people who are not in any way in favor of our decisions. This specific thing, which is being shown on the screen right now, could be very beneficial also, but could be given at the right time. Some of our decisions might not be well appreciated today because it's not being placed at the right time. There is always a right time for everything and a season for every activity under the sun. Specifically on this thing, it is being placed under the sun. So it is being placed for public judgment. Fellow Toastmasters, I was once under a scrutiny when I was in the Filipino community. I've made some judgments that not everybody was happy. And I had a lesson out of it. So responsibility is being placed to us, especially if we are into public display. So do not forget to handle your wisdom in a very matured way so that it won't hurt others or it can inspire others. Now back to you, Mr. Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ed. Okay, I'm going to change the picture and I'm going to call distinguished Toastmaster Ruel.
Oh my God.
Mahirap ang mga tanong.
Please tell me when to start.
I'm going to lead you on this phase. Okay, so the theme for tonight is about starting up, and you went to your office and you have seen the face of your boss like this. How do you react and what you're going to do for the day?
Okay. My fellow Toastmasters, guests, good evening. If you go to the office and you see face like this, especially your boss, I think it is high time that you have to show your best. Do not clash with him. And whenever he calls you, you give him your best greetings. I had so many times already had unusual clashes or even strange things that happened between my boss and me that almost ended up like he will be shouting at me and me meekly going out of the room. But the thing here is that we all have to be very adept to situations like this. The boss will remain the boss, and just like me here working in this place, I will always remain as the employee. It is when we know where we are in this world, in this universe, that we can always act accordingly so that we will not be having clashes in our office. Just like what we see now in the picture, that the face of someone who possibly is not contented with the task that you have had, then it is better that you can seek yourself and see how you can improve it further. The same thing too is when you think that the emotion of your boss is on that negative side and it is on you to make it positively. Now it is a challenge for each and every one of us, of course, especially to us Filipinos who are here as guest workers. We cannot always demand to have a beautiful surroundings. We cannot always ask that we will have wonderful people working with us, but we can always demand our best to be showing to each and every one the best possible way of dealing with them. It is just like what we have here in Toastmasters. We can always show to each and to all that we can give them the best side of ourselves, even if we see the faces of other Toastmasters in the same manner as that. And that is it. Back to you.
Thank you, this distinguished Toastmaster Ruel. And also, I'm only seeing my screen right now and I cannot see your faces. And can I hear someone from you who can volunteer for as next speaker? Or can you tell me who could deliver for this table topic?
Toastmaster Dennis.
Okay, take it away.
Toastmaster Dennis.
Toastmaster Dennis. Okay, Toastmaster Dennis, can you recall when you were playing, when you were still on your childhood and someone is disturbing your play? How did you cope up with the situation and how did you react to those situations?
Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, good evening. This picture reminds me of my childhood. I remember playing this game out in our streets, and I can say that even if I was a kid during that time, I am already learning how to how to overcome my challenges. And one of these is by having an opponent and how you will overcome your opponent. And this lesson is for me is a never ending lesson that even if I am working right now, I can still feel the same challenges that there will still be people who will block your dreams, who will try to uh, oppose you to your comments or to your any ideas. But fellow Toastmasters, this is part of our life that we should be able to first uh, learn to appreciate, learn to identify that it's normal to encounter these people because by encountering this situation, we will grow. We will be able to tell ourselves that we will be able to surpass whatever challenges that we will be encountering in the future. And as long as we keep on moving, we keep on going on, moving forward, even if it's little steps, I believe that it's okay. And for me, like the series is start up, which is the topic for today. I just finished watching this series a few weeks ago, and this is one of the best series I've watched. And for me, I've learned the lesson that no matter how how big is your challenge, as long as you're continuing to move forward, it's okay. Back to you, table topics master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dennis. And I want another speaker.
Ano ba ako? Parang feeling ko na ano ko.
Guest Neil.
Guest Neil.
Tara na.
I'm going to show to you a picture, Guest Neil, and you just share to us what's in your mind. And let me see what's the next picture.
But I think
Table topics master, I think guest Neil is no longer in the room.
Okay.
Is he around? He is no longer in the room.
How about guest Harvey?
Guest Harvey.
Guest Harvey doesn't have his audio. How about can we ask Toastmaster Joel?
Toastmaster Joel. If you see this picture, Toastmaster Joel, what is the message to you?
Toastmaster Joel is also not visible, but we can ask Toastmaster Alfred instead to participate.
Okay. Toastmaster Alfred. If you see this picture, Toastmaster Alfred, what is the message to you, or what is your reaction, or what can you say about this picture?
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. This picture reminds me of the life in the suburbs of Metro Manila, especially the slums area of Tondo and also slums area in Taytay Rizal and in Pasig Rizal. Given this scenario, it shows us how poor people are in the Philippines. But at the back of this, you can see the high-rise buildings in the area. meaning to say that some people are impoverished and some people are also enjoying their lives. But we don't have to be judgmental at all. Maybe some of the people in the high-rise buildings are have different sufferings. So much so with the lives of the people in the slum areas. During this pandemic, no one is above all. No one is more powerful than the pandemic that we are experiencing. We all experience the same. We all suffer the same, and we all face the same. The message here that I would like to relay, fellow Toastmasters, is that we all are the same beings. We have feelings. We have our intelligence. And what's best here is for us to help one another. Whether you be in the slum area, whether you be in the high-rise buildings, whether you be in a luxury life, in times of pandemic, we should all be helping one another. Thank you very much. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Alfred. And I'm going to call for the last participant. And before I will call him, any volunteer?
Yes, Toastmaster.
Toastmaster Marty?
Yeah, let me try it, table topic master.
Okay, here is the picture. Toastmaster Marty, what do you remember if you see this picture?
So thank you, table topic master. Actually, I don't have a plan to join in table topics, but when I saw your money, I am being enthusiastic to join. Uh, what, I- what I've seen in this picture is graduation, and one is yawning, or I think he feels lazy. I believe that everyone is excited during their graduation because this is the moment that we are going to receive the our perseverance, the perseverance and all the hard work in the school. This is the last day that we are going to receive our award for being a graduated student. Ladies and gentlemen, I have seen in the picture that not because you have a diploma, you are already educated. I believe that you are being judged by the attitude of being a person, not only by the diploma, because we are equally we are equal as a human. So I believe that diploma is only a paper, but we are being judged by our attitude as a person. And back to you, Toastmaster. Table topic master. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Marty. And I'm very grateful to those brave souls who participated to this table topic speech contest. And again, I would like to remind to the voters, vote wisely and according to the criteria. And I'm going to return back this lectern to the master
Point
of
of
the evening.
order, Toastmaster,
Yeah.
Table Topics Master, may we ask the timer for the whether the speakers are qualified to be voted as the best table topics?
Yes, please. Can I ask the table topic, the timer to give us the report if they are all qualified for the votation?
Thank you so much, Mr. Table Topic Master, Toastmaster Rolly. For all our speakers, I'm glad and happy to say that they are all qualified. Back to you, Mr. Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Roselle. Now this is the end for this segment of this meeting, and I'm going to return the lectern to the Toastmaster of the evening, DTM Roger.
Thank you so much, Mr. Table Topic Master, for that very interesting questions that you have shared to us tonight, and for sharing some of your wealth with us, and looking forward for the 500 reals pot money next time. Maybe I will be participating.
I think you will be exempted.
Anyway, thank you so much. May we just recognize or shout out to one of our guests as well. I think I saw his name, Harvey Dwight Dolendo, who doesn't have audio. Welcome to our meeting. And as mentioned, we are now on the last part of our meeting, which is the evaluation session, wherein some of our seasoned Toastmasters will be giving their feedback on how well they have delivered the speeches. And of course, on the general evaluator part, he will be giving us the overview of how can we further improve this meeting. Without any further ado, may I now call in our General Evaluator, Toastmaster Ryan Padhela. Take it away.
Thank you very much. Our Toastmaster of the evening, distinguished Toastmaster Rogelio Wenceslao. Now it's the time for the heart of the meeting, where the leaders or the speakers will get constructive criticism to improve their leadership and communication skills. To start, to evaluate our first speaker, Toastmaster Michael Benicarlo, in his speech, Heart of Stone, let us all welcome our distinguished Toastmaster, Ruel Ontiveros.
Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator. And now to evaluate the first speaker, Toastmaster Michael Benicarlo, with his aptly titled speech, Heart of Stone. Toastmaster Michael, I like the title. It is very intriguing. And also, I was really looking for something like a speech that will make us really think of what you are really and what you are going to tell us more about it. I like the opening. You started with the questions, and then you know what? You are very conversational when you're delivering your speech, as if you are just telling us a story, and that is really very commendable. And I can say that you are not reading your speech only just partly when you're giving your conclusion, but I just want you to be aware that when you are delivering something, I want you to complete the sentence. Sometimes the sentence is just cut in the middle because possibly your idea is now on the next idea or next sentence that you want to deliver. I like the good eye contact also. You are looking sometimes at your camera, which makes me think you are directly talking to me. But I want you to develop further your gestures when you are delivering, not just the eye contact. Another thing that I would like you to consider is facial expression. You know what? When you are speaking of something lonely, make your facial expression go with that because it makes me look like you are on a television. And when you are happy, that is the time that you're going to give us also your best smile. Now, Toastmaster Mike, there is something that I would like you to work on with your speech. What is that? Arrange the flow of your speech in such a way that it will be easy to follow. You know what? You have given me the example of you being called by your wife as having a heart of stone, and then you jump to the story of you staying with your family, and then your mom working abroad and you having this heart of stone. And then later on, you mentioned something about you on different leadership roles or capabilities. And then again, you mentioned about this, about having this emotional uh, leadership, kind of leadership. You know what I want you to deliver next after giving all of this example is what you have learned about your emotion with regards to all this situation, because these are different emotions that I would like to see in you. Another thing is that the direction of your speech, what am I going to take home after listening to you? Should I develop more about me having emotional intelligence, or having something like control of my emotions? Actually, there's also a thing that I would like you to really give me something as soon as I listen from you. What am I going to do with my emotion after listening to you? But all in all, Toastmaster Michael, you are a very good emotional speaker, and I like you in that way. Back to you.
Thank you very much, our distinguished Toastmaster Ruel Ontiveros, for that very spot on and adept evaluation to our prepared speaker, Toastmaster Michael Benicarlo. And also, I may add to that that you may also consider the adding to that is to have the hand gesture as well. So other than that, you have delivered your speech very well. Next, to evaluate our next speaker, Toastmaster Rhea May San Pedro, in her speech, Too Blessed to be Stressed. Let's all welcome Toastmaster Ferdinand Gueco.
Thank you so much, Mr. General Evaluator, and good evening to my target speaker, Toastmaster Rhea Mason Pedro. To be blessed, too blessed to be stressed. Actually, I am not stressed now upon hearing your question, your story, but instead I was inspired and moved by the story that you have shared to your audience. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and to our guests. Our target speaker for tonight delivering an icebreaker speech, but it seems like it was not an icebreaker speech. It was like Toastmaster Rhea is already familiar with the story that he want to share with us when it comes to the opening of the speech, where he was able to share us or give us a questions that everyone was eager to listen. That was one of his strength, where you can throw a question so that the listener will get their attention. Second, I like the structure of the speech, where you were able to introduce yourself and put us in a story where you started with your audience. It was like there is a flow, there is a opening, there's a body. So this is a good, there's a good, this is one of the strength of a good speaker, of when will you going to deliver those storyline. The structure is good. And I like also this emotion. I thought I'm the only emotional speaker here, but at the latter part of your speech, I was able to identify that we are now growing in numbers, this emotional speaker of our club. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for sharing your vulnerability of your speaking when when you are sharing those storyline. And of course, I also noticed some improvements that you can consider on your succeeding speech. First, there are some unnecessary movements, the swaying of your body. You are like dancing most of the time, which I also observed that can be improved. You may want to stand still or try to practice your body movements so that you can minimize those unnecessary movements. Second, the tone of the voice. Although most of the part, 75% of the tone of your voice is still monotonous, but you can train on how to use your vocal variety. And of course, the posing. It is very important to have a powerful pause so that it is more impactful to the audience. The transition posing is very necessary. When you're going to shift into another storyline, you have to pause for a while. And of course, overall, it was a great speech. I like your courage. I like your structure. I like the emotions that you showed to us. The only challenge is to avoid those unnecessary movement. Try to practice your vocal variety, and of course, deposing. And congratulations, and thank you for sharing your story. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much for that very heuristic and precise evaluation to our prepared speaker, Toastmaster Rhea May San Pedro. Next, to evaluate all our table topic speakers, the odd numbered participants, let's all welcome Toastmaster Lilian Belda. Toastmaster Lilian?
Mr. General Evaluator, for your information, Toastmaster Lilian will evaluate all our table topics speaker. Thank you.
All right, so for the evaluation of all the table topic speakers, let us all welcome once again Toastmaster Lilian Beldan.
Mr. General Evaluator, I think our evaluator for the table topics is, I'm admitting her. Give me 30 seconds. Toastmaster Lilian, are you ready now?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, my internet is not working pretty good. Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. I'm lost. Okay. For my evaluation, I will start with our season Toastmaster and also our representative to the upcoming evaluation. Table topics contest and area. Distinguished Toastmaster Roy and Toastmaster Ed. You have the different style of speaking that always entice us with your adept intellectual and speaking skills. For Doc Ed, I love the way you interpret the picture. It's just that I'm expecting you to inject or relate it immediately to your personal experience because I know you have a lot of experience to share. You have a lot of words to, enticing words to encourage us to express more. If you may allow me to suggest, please try to inject the experience. Please try to inject the experience immediately right after you give your introduction to your speech, because I observed that at the end part of the speech you are running out of time. So you hang us. We are expecting more from you. We are expecting more experiences from you because we know you have a lot. For DTM Roy, you relate immediately your personal experience, but you did not dig in further. We always we always hear you a lot of experiences in the past, but this time you hang us in the middle. Like, what happened? We're expecting more stories and more injection of experiences that is relatable or related to that picture. For Toastmaster Dennis, you have improved a lot since the last time I evaluated you in your icebreaker speech. You learn to use also the pattern, which is the introduction, the body, and the ending of speech. I also love how you relate your experience in the past. Earlier experience, I think you were still young. You related immediately to the picture. I hope you continue to do that. For Toastmaster Alfred and Toastmaster Marty, both of you are seasoned Toastmaster. I am expecting, or we are expecting you to relate more personal experience, not to be too general to the topic. For Toastmaster Alfred, if you allow me to suggest to, if possible, to eliminate the long pauses in your speech, because you are good and your communication skills are good, but you always have this tendency to pause long every time you speak. For Toastmaster Marty, you hang us with your opinion and idea about the picture. I hope next time when you join the table topic session, we will hear a lot from you. And for guest Latif, I love the confidence and the fluent English communication skills. If I may suggest to apply the introduction, body, and ending speech And also, if you can relate the topic to your personal experiences, so you can share more. And we, at least for us, we can learn more from you and we can relate more from you. And with that, back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much once again to our evaluator for the table topic speaker, Toastmaster Lilian Beldan. Thank you very much for that very precise and concise approach of your evaluation. And truly to all the for the all table topic speakers, we should establish the sandwich method. We have the introduction, the body, and the closure. And again, it would improve our participation next time to our table topics. Thank you very much, our evaluator. If we have time, could we, this ends the evaluation for the table topics. Do we still have the time for the reports of the meeting leaders?
Yes, we have, but may we ask the timer if all the evaluators are qualified, and you may want also to launch the poll for the table topics participants earlier. Thank you.
Right, so we would like to ask the timer if all the table topics or the evaluators are qualified.
Thank you so much for calling me Mr. General Evaluator. For the table topics, all are qualified. For evaluation session, all evaluators are also qualified. Back to you.
Right, thank you very much. Our timer. Let us now vote. Or if there's a poll, we could vote for the best evaluator for our prepared speeches and for the table topics. All right. So after the voting has been completed, we could start right now on your screen. Please vote for the best evaluator. All right, so we are now done with the evaluation. Let's proceed with the remaining reports from our meeting leaders. Let's all start from our grammarian, Toastmaster Edward Berador.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ryan, our general evaluator. This is just very minor things that I have observed tonight. First, I would like to commend on the usage of the word. Toastmaster Ryan used it once. Toastmaster Roel Ontiveros used it once also. And the others are trying to think about it yet. So, and for the strong word usage of the English language, Toastmaster Mike mentioned that to empathize on other people's emotions. I don't dwell on sadness. Toastmaster Rhea mentioned you don't find a happy life, but you make it. Gold is processed strenuously. Toastmaster Dennis, people will block your dreams. Toastmaster Marty, having a diploma is not being educated. Very minor points for improvement, which is the call in should be call on, because if you use call in, it means that you are calling someone outside of the hall to come inside. So it's call in. When you're calling someone to speak or to come to the stage, it should be call on. And that would be all. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, our grammarian, Toastmaster Edward Berador, for that very precise note. Next, for our counter, Toastmaster Carlo Ray Eseyo.
Thank you so much, Mr. General Evaluator. I have here the list of those individuals or those Toastmasters who have actually uttered some filler words. Toastmaster Mike, one long pause 5 repetitive words. Toastmaster Rhea, 1 long pause and 3 repetitive words and 2 as. Toastmaster Rolly, 1 long pause, 1 repetitive word and 3 as. Toastmaster Dennis, 2 repetitive words and 7 as. Toastmaster Ryan Panilo, 3 as. Toastmaster Ferds, 1 long pause, 2 repetitive words, and 1 Toastmaster Lilian, 1 repetitive word. And that would be all. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much. Our counter, Toastmaster Carlo Ray Eseo. And next for our...
Raynor, mag-toothbrush ka na. Stop it. Na-bad trip na ako sa'yo. Brush your teeth. Brush your teeth.
Yes, thank you very much for the toothbrush. And now we
Yes, brush your teeth first before sleeping.
let's go back to our timer, Toastmaster Rosel Sason for the reports.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Thank you so much, Mr. General Evaluator. For our first speaker, Toastmaster Mike, 8 minutes and 47 seconds. For our second speaker, Toastmaster Rhea, 8 minutes. For the table topic session, Toastmaster Guest Latif, 1 minute and 52 seconds. Toastmaster Edward Berador, 2 minutes and 22 seconds. Distinguished Toastmaster Ruel Ontiveros, 2 minutes and 27 seconds. Toastmaster Dennis, 2 minutes and 18 seconds. Toastmaster Alfred, 1 minute and 31 seconds. And Toastmaster Marty, 1 minute and 5 seconds. For the evaluation session, Distinguished Toastmaster Roel Ontiveros, 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Toastmaster First Hueco, 2 minutes and 50 seconds. And last but not the least, Toastmaster Lilian, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. That would be all. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much to our timer, Toastmaster Rosel Sason. And now we have still a time to vote for the best table topic speaker. So let us once again open the poll to vote for the best table topic speaker. All right, so if you are done with voting, let us proceed with the remaining parts of this evaluation. We had a very successful meeting today, so allow me to provide the evaluation or general evaluation for tonight's meeting. Was the room and equipment set up on time? Yes. Were guests welcome upon arrival? Yes. Were guests informed about the Toastmaster and the meeting format? Yes. In the meeting opening, was the presiding officer prepared and organized? Yes. Did the meeting start on time? We started a little bit late. It's around 7:37 p.m. instead of 7:30. Was everyone properly introduced? Yes. Was the Toastmaster properly introduced? Yes. So I give it a grade of around 92%. Did the Toastmaster fill all the roles prior to the meeting starting? Yes. Did the Toastmaster introduce and explain the meeting's theme? Yes. Did the Toastmaster introduce the general evaluator? Yes. Did the Toastmaster properly introduce the table or the topic master? Yes. So I give this one a 96%. For the general evaluator, did the general evaluator properly introduce the grammarian and all its functionalities?
Ay, ngayon, recently?
Including
Ay, di, inaantay niya lang.
all right. So including the grammarian, counter, timer, and vote counter, and the Zoom master, yes. Was the timer prepared and did they introduce their role within the allotted time? Yes. However, I may suggest to the timer that during the introduction, we may also show the 3 colors so that the guests or any other dignitaries would be aware of the timers, colors green, amber, and red. So I gave this one a 95%. For the topics master, was the purpose of the timing and the table topics properly explained? Yes. Was the topic selected appropriate and did it fit the meeting theme? Yes. Did the topic master call on people who did not have a meeting role? First, during the table topics? Yes. Were guests invited to participate? Yes. Did the topic master track time to ensure the meeting stayed on schedule? Yes. Was control properly returned to the Toastmaster of the evening? Yes. So overall, I give this an evaluation of 98.33%. For a very short remaining evaluation, for those a little bit later this evening, it is better if we could immediately mute our microphone to avoid distractions in our meeting. We may also tweak in advance our audio or video connections, whether we are connected to laptop or mobile phones, so that we can avoid any echoes in our devices. To our Zoom Master, congratulations on maintaining the peaceful ambience of the meeting during the prepared speeches and table topics. However, we may include a tag to the names beside the names of the participants tonight, so that we could easily identify the guests or the members. And also, please allow somebody to control the properly muting of all the participants during the meeting, so as to avoid any distractions. And for that, I may now return the control of the lectern to our Toastmaster of the evening, distinguished Toastmaster Rogelio Wenceslao Jr.
Thank you so much, Mr. General Evaluator. For that, I'll give you A plus for handling the evaluation session of our meeting for tonight. And we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for sharing your feedback to our club for tonight. And of course, it has been a pleasure being your Toastmaster of the evening. And tonight's meeting, which is a startup, I would like to dwell more on the benefits, not really on the story of the startup, because I'm not really familiar with that series in Netflix. But I might check it after. I think I will schedule it, because that's a problem with me. When I watch series, I'd like to finish everything and I cannot sleep anymore because of that. I have to control myself. Well, I think when we have a startup, what I would like to emphasize is there is always that risk and return. And no risk, no return. But at the same time, if you have high risk, let's say you put your money, your efforts into your business, there is still a return, I would like to believe. Of course, it's not monetary, perhaps. I mean, when you lose a business, for example, it's the lesson that you learn as you go along, as you establish your own business. And for those who are, of course, this month is love month, as they say. For those who have invested their emotions, their heart into someone, and does not feel, let's say, it, how do you call that, the unrequited love, when you put someone in a pedestal and they would not return the favor of loving you anymore, I think you have to review and look on your options. Perhaps look for another person who would give that love to you. There should always be that, what you call, give and take relationship, or the symbiosis, as they say. And with that, it has been a pleasure hearing our speakers for tonight, especially Toastmaster Rhea. What a wonderful speech. I'd like you to deliver more speeches next time, and hopefully you'll be able to join our contest in the next meetings to come. And of course, to our guests, and that would be all. And I will now return the control of the lectern to our president, our floating president. Sometimes I would see only his head on the top of the earth. It scares me somehow. Our President, Alfred Reyes.
Thank you very much, DTM Roji, for that impressive hosting of this meeting. And as our general evaluator had said, you did well all tonight. And I salute you all and thank you for attending this meeting. And I would like to address our foreign guests tonight, the person of guest Latif Sabag. How we wish we could admit you as our new member in PRTC. However, it will be against our bylaws to be accepting foreigners in our club. We are only catered to our club is only catered to all Filipino. And however, we can recommend you to another club that is accepting uh, other nationalities. But please, our PRTC is always its doors is always open for you should you wish to attend our meetings. And may I call on our vote counter to please uh, finalize your report because I will be calling your attention later. And fellow
Point of order,
Toastmasters,
Mr. President. We are
yes,
now ready to launch the poll for the best meeting leader and for the best segment host.
may we do that first before I'll continue with my announcements? Can you launch the poll now?
Cute naman ng baby ni Tia Maria. Ay,
Okay, please do your share to vote so that we will not consume much time. And ending the poll now in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Mr. President, I will be launching the poll for the best segment host now.
All right. Please vote for the big three. All right. Please do your share. And we're ending in 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Fellow Toastmasters, just I was saying a while ago, we like it very much to meet face to face in our PICPA headquarters. However, we have just gotten a health and safety advisory from our resident physician in PRTC, Doc Sean. But I don't know why he is not around tonight. That the uh, victims of COVID is rising and it's not yet safe for us to meet face to face. So in as much as we would like, we still continue with our virtual meetings and we hope to see you once again in our next meeting. To our guests, especially Harvey Dwight Dolendo, who is maybe seeking for a membership in a club. Our club is, as I have said, open to all Filipinos. And we are not discriminating any profession. Also, in as mentioned in our induction ceremonies, that our goal for this term will be more on educational aspect of our members. And we encourage you all to please level up with your pathways. Inform our Vice President for Education of your speaking engagement. So we will be able to book you. And As of now, if you will see our DCP points, we have reached already, fortunately, 6 points. And a few more points to go, we will achieve the President Distinguished Award with your constant participation and cooperation. And for your information, the Wisdom Toastmasters Club is inviting us to attend their speech contest. This will be held on Friday, February 5 at 2 p.m. I think they know very well Toastmaster Nerilyn Joy, and they are extending the invitation to all of us, especially TM Nerilyn, to handle roles in the Wisdom Toastmasters Club. And please, let's help one another. I encourage you also to please help our mother club and daughter club, the Mabuhay and Pisers Club with their meetings should they need your services. And for more announcement, may I call our Vice President for Education to please do the honor.
I think you already announced what I have to announce. But anyhow, I'm still encouraging everyone to please book your speeches and accept any meeting roles that I will share it to you. So expect me every now and then to PM you. So I am your regular chatmate for now until June. Back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Mr. BPE. And I want to request our representative to the area speech contest that will be held on February 19, I think. Please do your best and be proud of our club, especially in table topics, humorous evaluation, and international speech. And also, I'd like to call our Vice President for
Sabi
membership.
mo matapos yung Dennis. Overtime kayo ng 5 minutes.
TM Lilian?
Yes, sir.
I think everyone is excited to hear the announcement of winners.
May we inform you also that it's now due for us to pay our membership dues. So please, if you have substantial money, just like our Toastmaster Rolly Biloria, please settle your membership dues. And with that, may I call our vote counter to please do the honors to announce the winners.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I am privileged to present to you the results. And the winners are, for Best Table Topics Speaker, congratulations to our guest, Latif Sabag.
Where's our adobo?
Everyone needs to clap. Everyone right now.
Where's our
Every
adobo?
single body. Yeah. Free adobo for everybody. Let's go.
Congratulations, guest Latif.
Thank you very much. Honestly, I would say 10% came, like 10% of my speech came from the way you deliver it. 10% came from body, like the body of the content. And the most important thing, that 80% of the reason why I won was because of free adobo. 100%. Has to be. I cooked the best adobo, guys. I will be delivering you guys soon enough via FedEx. Each and every member here.
Next, let's proceed to our Best Evaluator. Congratulations TM Lilian Beldad.
Free caldereta for everyone.
Oh my God.
Becoming buffet now.
For our best meeting leader. Congratulations to our grammarian, TM Edward Berador.
Ay, pasok ako sa
Wow!
top 5. Pumasok sa top 5.
Kaning food mo.
Kung meron ng adobo, adobo is my specialty, but somebody took the adobo. So I'll just make the kwento.
For our last winner, our best segment host. Congratulations to our general evaluator, TM Ryan Paul Panilo.
Yay! 98%.
Yung food naman.
Papaitan.
Congratulations, everyone. Back to you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vote Counter, and we hope to see you more often. And may we have the chance to know more about our guest tonight? We will extend a few minutes with our time. Those guest Latif, who invited you to this meeting?
Oh, actually, yesterday I was attending another Toastmasters event, RTM, and one of the owners, I think his name was Rosel. We've been talking for an hour. We've become good friends. He was super excited to invite me to this event, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'm interested to be a guest, because the last one they were doing a competition. I wasn't able to participate, unfortunately, and you guys seemed very nice. Unfortunately, I can't. As you said earlier, it's probably only for Filipinos. You're not trying to discriminate or anything. It's just a Filipino environment. But what if I give adobo? Is there an exception for that?
No problem at all.
Of course, that's what I like to see.
We can recommend you to Mabuhay Toastmasters Club or Garagina Toastmasters Club. And thank you for coming tonight. How about
How old
guest
are you,
Harvey
Latif?
Dwight?
How old are you,
I am
Latif?
pretty much 19. I had a
Are
few
you single,
experiences.
Latif?
Pardon?
Are you single?
Yes. So ladies, if you want to contact, I'm single and ready to mingle. Everybody.
Okay.
Phone
Thank you.
number is I'm just kidding, but
Our district Division A director will do the rest, and see you next time. May we have the chance to call our general evaluator for announcement? Is he still there?
Yes, thank you very much, our President, Toastmaster Alfred. We would like to invite you to our meeting 430 in our meeting tomorrow, February 3, 2021, with the meeting team More Than a Conqueror. And that will be all. Back to you, our President.
Thank you very much to all. I think we have gone over time. And with that, we have to temporarily end this meeting for tonight and see you again next Tuesday. With that, this meeting is adjourned. Good night.
Congratulations, Execom.
Thank you so much. Can we have a group picture? Maybe you can turn on your video for the
Group picture.
Who is Harvey Dwight?
Smile.
You come closer.
Congratulations, Team Lelian. You're getting better in your evaluation.
Nakaka-stress lang, Doc. Nawala yung internet ko.
Who will
Magaling
take the
ka na
picture?
mag-evaluate ngayon.
I'll take the picture.
Ready?
All right.
Everyone, look at your camera lens po. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
By the way, what's the best Filipino food out there?
Aldereta.
Albereta?
Sinigang.
Soup number 5.
Sinigang
Adobo.
forbidden.
Adobo is considered as our national dish. I would like to campaign it for you because that's my specialty also.
Oh, you cook
That's
food?
the winning topic also last year's table topic.
My God, yes. It was a question on our table topics contest. If
I
you are
think
a
if you
dish,
know-
what would you be and why?
Bye,
How did you learn to cook
Rhea.
adobo, by the way?
Bye, baby.
Latif?
Baby.
I have not. I actually did not try adobo before. I don't know. Does Nando's serve adobo?
No, that's not. They don't.
They don't.
Only the Filipino restaurants here in Saudi, they serve adobo.
I definitely need to try it. Actually, sorry guys. I actually don't know how to cook adobo. I never tried the food before.
During our
I'll
bandings,
bring you to
be
Islas. I'll treat you.
Islas?
Yes, this
it's
coming
a
February
restaurant.
14.
Who knows? Maybe sometime I'll be down to try some Filipino food.
You're from here? You're Saudi? You're national?
I am originally Syrian, but I've been born and raised in Saudi Arabia for pretty much my entire life. In Syria, I love the personalities there, and I love because my family is there and people there are awesome. But I equally love the Philippines. Unfortunately, I have not visited the Philippines or even Eastern Asia before. But my uncle lives in Malaysia. He showed me like this video picture of his mango juice drink. I'm so jealous, man.
It seems that you love talking, huh? But I think you should put your camera in front, but because you are like this.
Anyhow, thank you for guesting us tonight. You can come back next time.
Awesome.
Yes.
You're welcome. Good night, everybody.
Night.
Good night.
I left.
Carlo.
Wait, do you guys usually like end the meeting or just leave one by one?
The execom
You can
would
leave. We can.
I think it's better.
It's your choice. It's your choice.
I think it's better if each one leaves one by one.
Leave one by one.
Yeah, no, because like in a real life Toastmasters event, when the event ends, they don't just kick everybody out of the room. They just like they talk to people and they socialize and talk about things they enjoy. Work. Just kidding. No one enjoys work. Hobbies like cooking, for example, all that stuff.
Keep on attending every Tuesday with us. You are always welcome, guest Latif. Okay?
Absolutely, it's
you
fun.
You might not be an official member, but you are always welcome here to improve your communication skills and leadership.
Absolutely.
Okay? But if you want to become an official member, we will going to endorse you to Mabuhay Toastmaster Club, and they're having a meeting every Monday, the same time from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m.
Yeah, I was thinking of joining the RTM one, one of the oldest Toastmasters in Riyadh. But wait, wasn't that a prize? That's
Really?
There was 100 riyals on the line.
I have the prize.
I'm just getting around.
Just kidding.
What do you usually get if you get first place? Is it like usually like a certificate or something like that?
Just a pride. Your pride. Your self-confidence will be your prize.
Honestly, when I first joined, I was a little scared because I never joined like a community of Filipinos or someone honestly other that is not diversified. Saudi Arabia is a rather diversified place, but joining a place that's solely Filipinos, I had a little bit of I was a little scared, so I had to I guess incantate, if that's a thing. That's basically saying like I am ready to do this, all that stuff. It's like very high conviction. So that's how I got the confidence to just speak up.
Don't worry.
Thank you for sharing.
For that monster. You're
You
always
guys-
welcome here, okay?
Absolutely.
Feel free to attend every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday. Yeah. That's gonna be fun.
All right.
Carlo.
So we'll just have a meeting for a short period. Guest Latif, kindly excuse us.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's private. Okay. You can make like a private room or something. You can make a private room.
na lang.
Yeah, the breakout room.
We'll have a meeting.
Exactly.
Breakout room mo siya, Carl.
I mean, if you guys want to
Dalawa.
skip the purpose, I can just leave. It's okay. It's totally
Let's
alright.
go
with me.
to
Okay. We look
Thank
forward
you.
to
Thank
seeing
you,
you in
Latif, for
person.
joining us.
Okay.
Thank you
No
so
worries.
much.
I'm not gonna stick too much. So enjoy your free time. Thank you for the meeting. And
Thank you.
Have a great rest of evening. Take care.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we hope to see you.
Just
Carl,
Yes po.
Yes po.
nag-unmute ang aking ng mag-isa. Kanina, minute ko yan. Sagulat ako biglang naka-unmute ako. Hindi ko siya ginagalaw Kanina bigla ako nagsalita. Biglang nagsalita, narinig nyo. Naka-mute ako. Tapos wala naman akong Hindi ko siya hinahawakan kasi nga ako eh. Nagte-text ako sa messenger. So, ba't nag-unmute mag-isa?
Okay, let's...
President Carl, can we address your concern about the transferring of the money?
Ano na lang siguro, upon announcement, maglagay na lang tayo doon ng kunwari ako Samba or kung ano yung bank accounts nyo. Tapos kung meron kayong mga STC Pay, ganun din ang natin.
Siguro si TM Alfred, di ba may STC Pay ka, TM Alfred?
Meron din po.
Ako Samba ako. Parang kami ni Carlo sa kanya na lang. Sa akin. Ayun, may sub. May Saudi branch ba?
You mean to say we have to open a bank?
Hindi. Kung ano yung available nila, like ako, wala akong STC Pay. So magsasamba ako magta-transfer. So yung may sub, pwedeng sa sub mag-transfer.
Kung tayo lang, i-cash na lang natin ibigay sa isa't isa. Tapos kunwari nag-transfer sila sa akin. Okay lang sa akin. Kunwari nag-transfer sila kay Team Lilian ng Samba. So kunin na namin kay Team Lilian lahat ng nakolekta ng Lilian.
Okay.
Kunwari transfer sila ng STCs.
Sa shopping ko. Transfer nila sa shopping ko.
In short, they can pay to any of us.
May bawat tayong apat lang. Within sa ating apat lang. Sa ating apat lang magta-transfer.
And then saka namin i-remit sa inyo.
Para hindi concentrated sa isang account yung...
Okay. Treasurer John Ray, any concern?
Ako may concern.
Number daw ni Latif.
Number daw STC Pay ni Latif.
Hindi ka namin matutulungan dyan.
Na-distract ko sa internet ko kanina. Susulat ako na wala. Ba't nawala yung aking?
To be honest, hindi ganong smooth yung meeting.
Medyo may tayo ngayon, pero okay lang yan.
Struggle is real. But
ako nihirapan ako talaga. Pawala-wala internet ko eh.
Yes, sir.
Press, Alfred, your closing remarks. During your closing remarks, tatawagin mo si VP membership kasi i-announce niya yung membership dues. Tatawagin mo VP Ed kasi mag-encourage na mag-speech. Kung nandiyan yung treasurer, pwede mo din siyang tawagan para may echo niya yung membership payment. Kasi yung mga role mo sa closing.
Pati sa introduction din, sir, in-announce mo na yung dapat i-announce ni TOE.
Yes.
So double-double yung announcement natin. Nagko-consume tayo ng time.
Be mindful lang dun sa mga announcement. And siyempre yung exposure ng fellow execoms mo para at least maano din sila, makapagsalita sila.
Pero yung na-discuss natin last time, yung announce isang tao naman. Kung si President na ang mag-announce, bilisan na lang.
Siya na lang.
Lalo pag time na.
Okay. Noted.
Pag na-announce na ni TM Alfred, wala na siya tatawagin. Ikaw na lang mag-announce. Ngayon,
Pero depende sa time.
Gusto mo may iba?
Pag may available time pa, pwedeng tawagan kami ng Lilian. Pero pag wala na, tuloy-tuloy na.
Tuloy-tuloy na.
Okay. Tinawagan kita kanina.
Kung ano na yan, bakit may ine-expect ni Didi-discuss dyan.
Sige na.
So yun lang naman.
Thank you sa inyo.
Sa amin yung RBAC, tatlo kami dito kanina. Yung screen mo, kung hindi siya appealing, huwag ka na mag-background screen. Kasi tignan mo, para kang nawawala.
Oo nga, para kang multo na lumulutang, sir. Ulo lang nakikita nakakatakot.
Wala ayaw talaga eh.
Hindi, yung
Ayun,
Ayos.
no?
PRTC lang sa PRTC lang sa likod.
Naalala ko sa'yo si sino yun, yung babae na TM? Na, naging si Maria.
Ayusin ko yung
ano?
likod, di bale. Binubura ko na nga eh.
Wala ka nalang background. Pwede ka nalang wala. Oh, mas okay na yan.
Okay.
Kaya nga, yung PRTC kaya na background mo, yun. Oh.
Okay na yan.
Nagliliwanag din siya eh. Ayan o, tinatakpan ko na nga eh. Anyway, thank you. And nakaraos na naman.
Pag ikaw ang pinipin, nakakatakot. Pag ikaw pinipin, tapos sinani spotlight. Parang may ulong lumulutang, sir eh.
Let's invite pa ng mga guests at maging members.
Mga busy yung mga guests natin, sir. Mga closing ano daw. Tinawagan ko yung kanina lang isa-isa.
Si Ramil, uminom na naman.
May delivery daw. Tinawagan ko nga. Nasaan ka ba talaga? May delivery daw sila ngayon. Next week daw. May speech na yun eh.
Meron ka ng
Meron akong kalaban sa
katuwa,
international. Babaguhin ko na. Mag-humor si Martin ang kakalabanin ko.
Ayos si Rhea. Ayos ah.
Galing ni Rhea.
Si Martin nakakalabanin ko sa susunod. Ayoko na ng marami akong kalaban sa maalaala mo kaya.
Guys, can you check the DCP points? Nababrowse nyo ba? Nasa 6 na tayo.
Oo, nakita ko nga. 6 na
7 points na yun, basta't magpasa lang si Rock. Busy pa si Rock eh.
Okay.
PPM ko naman siya, kaso lang busy pa talaga si
Graduation speech yung kay TM Ramil, TM Ferds.
Okay.
Sa second level 2, graduation speech yun.
Ayun.
Okay.
Kaya isa na lang problema natin. Yung 4, kami na ni Mike bahala doon. Tatapusin ko yan bago matapos ang term natin.
Level 4 ka na DPM, di ba?
3 lang sa akin eh, 3. Pagkatapos na
hanggang
area contest eh.
Okay.
Pwede mo ma-credit pwede ba yung first pa-credit yung niya? International speech niya?
Oo, pwede naman. Basta kung saan siya
pa-credit na yun.
Pwede. Hahanapin ko saan siya pwede.
Oo, saan siya babagay.
Na speech. Pwede
rin si TM Marty din. Gusto niya ipa-credit din eh.
Oo.
Tsaka yung
hanap ako saan siya pwede.
Pwede pa yun.
Matanong ko pala, dun sa membership dues, na-check na yung dun sa DCP? Do we have to rush on that?
Hindi, yung for this term, for this renewal period, yung continuity lang ng term at saka kasi wala na siya eh.
So kailan bayaran talaga rin?
Oo, kasi ma-decrease ang grace.
Paki-check, ilang members ba dapat ang requirement
20.
para 20? Magkano ang
20
cost
last
nun?
time eh. Yung pinush namin last time noon. Nung sa term na, sa term natin, si Malfred, 20 yung pinupush na member.
Yeah.
45.
Can we check on that figure and then kung meron tayong pondo, bayaran na? Ano doon sa mga sure na mag-renew?
Okay lang yan, pa namang pero fail na tayo mag-decide. Too early to decide naman. Meron pa tayo.
Kailan ba kailangan? March pa naman, di ba?
April 1. Alright, we still have time.
May time pa?
At least 8 yung members na ma-register before March. 8 agad.
Let's prioritize the Exicom. Yeah.
Unahin natin yung Exicom.
I-try mo natin Exicom.
Yeah.
For mga March.
Okay.
First week ng March.
So,
level 2 pa pala.
paki-assist na lang si treasurer dyan, President Carl.
Atin na yun si John Ray Weekly. Kasi atin si Latif.
May na pala level 3 si Mike, magle-level 3 na siya. Ang problema, 2 level 2 and then 2 level 4. Perfect 10 tayo nun.
Alright. So,
Basta sa akin na yung isang level 4, tatapusin ko yun.
So kung mag-level 2 si Ramil, isa pa na.
Isa pang level 2. So either si TM Barbie o si TM Kate. Si TM Alfred.
Graduation speech ko rin yung yung mentoring.
Pressure ka, ikaw pala.
Graduation speech ko yung mentoring din eh.
Pareho kayong dalawa. Magsabay na kayo para pagandahan kayo ng speech.
So, level 2.
Galingan mo lang para hindi ka bumagsak. Kasi for sure, they're expecting bawasan mo yung amo, bumabalik na naman yung amo, Tim Alfred.
Oo nga. Ang ganda na nung simula mo eh. Nagtataka, ang ganda na nung simula sa gitna. Bigla na namang bumalik si at saka yung
Dapat
poso.
maging aware ka para
Si Martin nabitin ako. Kala ko may kasunod pa.
Anyway, we learn by doing.
Yes.
Okay
na.
Pero maganda na yung flow mo kanina, sir.
Yung pathways mo, sir.
Sa titi mo.
President Carl.
Anything else?
Anything else?
Nothing. Oy, sa 12.
Yes.
Book ko na sa inyo yun sa 12.
Yes.
Yes.
Ano ba to? Golden Dragon. Isasend ko yung location map.
February 12.
Ano yan? Kasi 11:30 yung binyag. So, mga isang oras yun. Maximum 1.5. So, mga 1.
Naka-record pala ako.
Naman sila
Ay, ang galing. Naka-record tayo.